The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni.
Asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there.
They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke, this really silly joke.
Now, Baldoni's lawsuit is 179 pages.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
But now with lawsuits and texts and all the things that she put out there, Justin is allowed to defend himself. He has, and he's been doing a way better job than your maximum effort. They showed up to try to make light, to sort of poke fun and seem likable and see everything's cool, guys, right? No, that's why they attend.
Justin, if I'm not mistaken, is on vacation right now with his kids in Hawaii. Is he still there? Do you speak to him?
I do speak to him. I speak to him often. I wouldn't call it vacation. I don't think anybody who's been accused of heinous, arguably what are crimes, is on vacation. I think that he is trying to gather with his family and get some semblance of peace.
Mingling and taking selfies with other actors, cast, and crew. We're told they finally left the studio with Paul McCartney before they skipped the after party and went home since it was already late.
And then we'll talk about everybody making fun of them, like all the A-list celebrities. What are you doing here? Why are you guys here? Do you guys really believe that you're still part of our crew? You crooked weirdos.
Argument that you want a fair trial and you don't want this to play out in the court of public opinion, yet you're standing in front of a room of celebrities on a national television show. Argument that you want a fair trial and you don't want this to play out in the court of public opinion, yet you're standing in front of a room of celebrities on a national television show.
Hollywood is whispering. And this time, it's about America's sweethearts, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Last night, at SNL's 50th anniversary, they walked into a room buzzing with A-listers. But instead of cheers, they got side eyes. The question everyone's asking, why were they even there? This wasn't just a publicity misstep, it was a potential career detonation.
It does seem off, and I can imagine people just wanting to stay away from it. You're going to catch shrapnel if you get involved in this drama at this point.
There's been thousands of people who've hosted this show over 50 years. We weren't asking where every single person was. So no, there was no expectation that Blake Lively needed to be there.
The air at the SNL 50th was thick with unspoken questions the moment Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds arrived. Eyebrows were raised, whispers intensified. Why were they, of all people, gracing this celebratory stage? It felt off. Then came Ryan's joke, a seemingly lighthearted quip about the very serious legal storm clouding their lives, a lawsuit, accusations flying, the kind of drama that usually keeps celebrities locked down, not cracking jokes in front of Hollywood's elite. This wasn't just tone deaf. It was a public relations gamble that spectacularly backfired.
I didn't like him. Just gonna be straight with you. I didn't fucking like him. So they're both equally repulsive.
They're sort of radioactive. In one breath, Blake Lively is saying she was the subject of serious sexual harassment during the filming of It Ends With Us, and now they're making light of it on SNL's 50th reunion show. So tonally, it does seem off, and I can imagine people just wanting to stay away from it. You're going to catch shrapnel if you get involved in this drama at this point.
But this wasn't just about awkward jokes and celebrity gossip. This SNL appearance may have just handed their legal opponents the ultimate weapon.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
And it's it's SNL 50-year anniversary. And or Saturday night, whatever. Ryan Reynolds stands up and she's like, how's it going? He's like, good. Why? What have you heard? And it was all, ha, 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 ha.
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
This was the first public appearance for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds since she filed her civil rights complaint.
Imagine being Baldoni's legal team right now, popcorn in hand, watching Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds practically gift wrap them their next courtroom argument. Lively is claiming severe emotional distress, a harrowing ordeal. And then she's beaming, laughing, and mingling at a high-profile comedy show. even letting her husband joke about the very situation causing this distress. Baldoni's lawyers are likely ecstatic. This SNL stunt? Exhibit A, visual proof, they argue, that her claims simply don't hold water. It's a legal earthquake, and the aftershocks are just beginning.
But now they're out there celebrating, making jokes, making light of it, which Justin Baldoni's legal team could absolutely use against them in Justin's defense.
The words that we heard were they were confused as to why they would be there, and
really interesting. A lot of them are just not looking at him at all, even though he's standing and talking. Right. That's really interesting.
Uh-huh.
And nobody's amused, it seems.
Heard there were people who were talking to them. Paul McCartney, strangely enough, was hanging out with them. But there were other people who actually avoided them, is what we heard, that were just didn't want to get into conversation with them.
But the SNL appearance is only one layer of this unfolding drama. Beneath the surface, a campaign of leaks and accusations is painting a far more complicated picture.
This is your first appearance to go out and about after all the drama to show up on Scarlett Johansson's husband's show. Colin Jost, her husband, a big deal, big head writer over at Saturday Night Live, and they decided to go into that.
Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds singing. It's just, this is gold for content creators, because there is this like dichotomy that exists between like Hollywood celebrities and then like content creators and podcasters. As to why Blake and Ryan appeared at the show while they battle it out in court with Baldoni over drama surrounding the movie It Ends With Us. Right.
Remember that squeaky clean image of Blake Lively? Well, cracks are starting to show. An old interview resurfaced where Lively brags about sidelining directors, wanting full control. Then came Baldoni's digital dump. Raw footage, text messages, voicemails. Suddenly, the narrative shifts. Instead of a Hollywood predator silencing a victim, the story being whispered is of a director pushed to his limits and an actress seemingly more interested in control than collaboration. These leaks are dynamite, detonating Lively's carefully constructed PR narrative and fueling accusations of hypocrisy.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think. So, yeah.
I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have, because the truth should be out there.
That wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover.
And Hollywood, always watching, always judging, is taking note. Their reaction at SNL and in the days since speaks volumes. The SNL after party, usually a celebrity love fest, but for Blake and Ryan, something felt different. Reports are surfacing of icy receptions, pointedly ignored greetings, and hushed conversations the moment they walked away. Even Paul McCartney, in a bizarre twist, was seen hanging out with them, but many others reportedly gave them a wide berth. Hollywood, a town built on image, is sensing danger. And when Hollywood senses danger, it distances itself. The whispers are growing louder, questioning if their Teflon coating is finally wearing thin. This isn't just gossip, it's a potential industry exile in slow motion.
People were sort of just noticing that Blake Lively was not the nicest person. Like, she was a mean girl, tone deaf for things that were
certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it. You just would know if your wives were up to some nefarious.
Somebody in Blake Lively's camp was shopping around what they claimed to be HR complaints to various tabloids and publications, namely TMZ, Daily Mail, and the New York Post.
It is the article where they are covering the Blake Lively complaint, claiming that text messages that were used in the article that they wrote just depict him in the wrong light. They're out of context.
But why is this backlash so potent now? Why isn't the usual celebrity damage control working? The answer lies in a massive power shift happening right under Hollywood's nose. Hollywood used to control the narrative. A-list stars and legacy media dictated who was in and who was out. But that's crumbling. Enter the independent creator. Podcasters, YouTubers, citizen journalists. They're bypassing the old gatekeepers. Joe Rogan's audience dwarfs late-night TV. Independent commentators are breaking stories with more speed and transparency than traditional outlets. Lively's team tried the old playbook, a New York Times piece aiming to smear Baldoni. It backfired spectacularly. People are skeptical, they're digging deeper, and they're listening to voices outside the Hollywood echo chamber. This is a media revolution, and Lively and Reynolds seem to be on the wrong side of it. The SNL 50th anniversary might be remembered for more than just comedy. It could be the night Hollywood subtly, and not so subtly, distanced itself from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Their carefully crafted image is cracking under the weight of accusations, leaked secrets, and a rapidly changing media landscape. Are they truly canceled? Not in the dramatic, instant headline sense, but something has shifted. The whispers are real, the side-eyes are undeniable, and the legal battle is far from over. This could be a turning point, not just for their careers, but for how Hollywood itself handles power, image, and accountability in the age of independent media. The drama is far from over. Stay tuned, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Do you think this is the end of Hollywood's golden couple as we know them?